Hello. Okay, we back with another video about new equipment, I guess. So I got a Stream Deck like a week ago, had for a little bit. So I'm gonna make a video on that. Here it is. Here, so Elgato Stream Deck Mark II. I wanted to get the Mark II just because the little upgrades that they did to make it better than the Mark I. Apparently the stand on the original was not great. And it didn't have a removable cable and just, yeah, little things like that. But the Stream Deck has made so many things so much easier now, so I'm going to talk about them in a second. So let's get into it. Let's go over to the computer and yeah, let's go. Okay, so now that we're here, we have the Stream Deck set up right here. I'm going to go right here and we can now see the software here. So there's the Stream Deck software, and each of these represents one tile on the Stream Deck. As you can see, they match up with their emblems and everything. And this is my sort of like home page, like my base first page. Got my sleep and shut down, which have them in as like a super macro, which is one of these here. Put that in there, super macro, and then that'll do basically hotkeys, or really you can do a lot more with it, but I've got it basically as hotkeys where it just like press this button, press this button, press this button, because it's actually really easy to put a computer to sleep or to shut down. It's like Windows X and then like U and then that shut down or something like that. So that's pretty cool. I also have, you can see a games folder where if I click on that here, there we have the launching of 4 of the games that I've got. That's pretty much all of them. I can go back. I have a folders folder which will take me to any of my folders that I might want to use in Explorer. Also on here I have a few of the streaming ones. So I have start streaming, I have open all my stream programs, which will open them all up and put them all roughly where they should be. It doesn't work great, but this is set up as a multi-action, so it'll open all of my programs that I need, and then it'll also move them to where they're supposed to go. The moving does not work that well. I don't know if there's something I can do to fix that, but it tries. It tries. I also have start streaming, start recording here. You can see I'm currently recording, so that is colored. That changes color. So if I wanted to start streaming, I click that start streaming button. One of the coolest things that I feel like I've done, which isn't actually that cool, but because of my third monitor, it's about a 32-inch 4K monitor, so I actually use it both in the vertical and horizontal orientations, depending on what I'm doing. So right now it's set up as vertical, as you can see it on the picture. But if I click this button, I had to download. For some reason, Windows 11 doesn't do the regular hotkey to rotate it. So I had to download a free program to do that, to use the hotkeys. I had to set the hotkey, and then now that is just set as a hotkey. I press it once, it changes the orientation of this. Not that you can see it because I wasn't recording it. I'm not recording that screen at the moment, but I press it back. I click keep changes and it works fine. It sort of freaks out a little of the other stuff, but it usually works pretty well. Way better than going into the display settings and then clicking on the monitor and scrolling down and then changing the orientation and then moving them around, because it often doesn't work great. Yeah, so that's really cool. I like that. This other button here is just to switch between my headset and my speakers. I have just a CPU usage meter, which it's not that useful, but it's nice to just be able to glance and be like, oh, this is what my CPU is doing, which will be interesting to see what it's like while I'm gaming and streaming, if I ever want to have a look at it, because it can get pretty high considering I do encode on my CPU, not on my graphics card. I also have a play pause button, which works pretty well, like if I'm watching YouTube but I'm doing something else, I don't have to click over to YouTube to pause it, because spacebar doesn't work if you're out on another window. So I can just press that and it'll just pause or play whatever media I've last had running. I have a mute mic button just because this mic just unmutes itself sometimes when you turn the computer on. So I just click that a couple times and it mutes it. So that's for me, because otherwise I would hear it and I don't want to hear it. Then these 2 other things here, I've got just the playlist that I use when I'm streaming, which is the Stream Beats Lo-Fi playlist. Really good. I just click that button whenever I start streaming and it just plays. If Spotify's already open, it starts playing them. And then this Spotify button here goes to my Spotify page, which as you can see on both on the screen and on the camera. And then I've got open Spotify, I've got next track, play, pause, previous track, device, change the device. That's make sure I'm playing on the computer, not on my phone or something like that. Got a few playlists there. Got a shuffle button. Again, another headphone speaker switching button, and then just some volume. And now if we go back to, this is my second page. So this is the page that I use when I'm streaming. Okay, so I have, again, a few Spotify things just because I really like that's probably the one I've used possibly the most since getting this, when I'm gaming, or when I'm really between games, and I'm just like, okay, I'll play the music while I'm between games, and then if I forget to change it when I get back in the next game, it's really easy. It's one button. I don't have to pause the game and go over to this screen and then go over there. It's way easier just to click one button, so that's really nice. I have to switch between monitoring or the monitor mix or the stream mix in Wavelink. So what's really good about this is Wavelink and Stream Deck, both made by Elgato, so they work pretty well together. And the software, it has had some issues working together, but it works reasonably well. So I can just switch if I want to hear what the stream's hearing. I click that button once, and I can hear what that is. And now I can hear my own voice in my head. I don't want to, so there we go. And then I have a mute Discord button, which is literally just set up as a hotkey. I just have that there. It's just my control windows, which is the hotkey that I have. So now I have like 3 different hotkeys to mute Discord. I have actually one on my controller. There's this kind of a spare button on the PlayStation controller that doesn't get used on PC, so I've got that as one. I've got the regular hotkey, my own little hotkey, because before I did the controller one, and then yeah, this one. Then I have some OBS controls, which is nice if I forget, which I often do, to change between the chatting screen. So I'll go from here, so I'll be on this one, maybe at the start of the stream, I'm just talking a little bit, and then I forget to change to the main one when I start a game. It's happened so many times, but at least now I can just, as soon as I realize, I can just click it once and I don't have to pause the game and go out and all that stuff. And then yeah, so I can just cycle between all my different OBS scenes here. So there's that one, there's sort of the order that I would go in, main, and then there's the end screen. To come back here, and then here we have save replay, which is just my hotkey in OBS to save the last 30 minutes of gameplay whenever I'm streaming. So whenever I'm streaming, I have replay buffer on. You can actually see it. I'll bring OBS down for a sec. Right here, replay buffer. So I have this set to automatically turn on when I'm streaming, and it'll save 30 minutes. So if I need to save a clip or a game or anything, I just hit that button. And I actually haven't done it yet, because I haven't had any replays worth saving since getting the Stream Deck, but we'll see if it works. I also have the button to mute my mic for the stream, so I can do that if I want. There's that. I also kind of made a bit of a janky way to toggle to talk in Warzone, and theoretically other games too that just have a push to talk, because it's so annoying playing Warzone, talking in voice chat, but also trying to talk to the stream. So it's really annoying. What I've done in the past is I've used this mic for game chat and then this mic for the stream. So then I'd have to flip this up and down manually, which means I have to take my hand off my controller, and that takes a second. So that's kind of annoying. But what I've sort of figured out now is this. I can actually go into it on software. So here I've got that up as a super macro, and I've just got it set as a command of F7. F7 doesn't do anything by itself, and it did do something in Warzone, but I don't play mouse and key anyway, so it doesn't matter. So I've got it set to F7. I can't accidentally press that. But now I've got that set to spam, basically. It'll press F7 with a 1 millisecond delay, and it'll just keep pressing it until I click it again. So I click it, and it is just spamming my push to talk button. And at 1 millisecond intervals, it's basically holding it. So I'm actually pretty proud that I sort of figured that out, just because it's so much nicer and now I can use this mic for everything instead of having to use other mics, which is nice because this mic much better. So that's that page. That's my streaming page. I also have this button here, which is the turn it on and off effect for my mic, which I want to maybe try and figure out how to get because you can get effects on Wavelink, and I want to get an effect that maybe would just be cool to have on there. I can turn on whenever I want, like maybe some cool reverb or some sort of voice changer. just something that might be like fun to do, but I haven't figured that out yet. What I'm going to do for that, the next page here is just basically wavelength controls. I've got volume up for my mic, or volume up and down for my mic, browser, games, voice chat, and music. And also have my presets for my music, because I really, while I'm streaming, I only have it at 100% or 70%. 100% if I'm like the start or the end of the stream, if I'm not talking. And then I have it at 70% any other time, and then there's just sort of background music. It's pretty quiet. And then I have this as just the mute stream mix, just because it keeps going like through the software. If I don't mute that, so I just have it there, or if for any reason I need to quickly mute everything, I can do that. Not that I really think I would need to, but anyway, so I can do that. And then actually, just so you can see what's happening there, here's wavelength right now. So I'm going to decrease the volume of browser. So browser's now at 100%. I'm gonna click it a few times and look, it goes down. And we go up again. And then with my Spotify, you can see here, this is about 100%, this is 70%, it's currently at 100%. I'm click 70%, it's gonna gradually go down because I have it set to take a second and a half. And then I click it again to go back up. So that's really, really nice. I have my Spotify here, that's pretty standard. Nothing else really. So as you can see, taking this here, so you can see, oh, that needs to be way back further. So this screen is currently vertical. I'm gonna click this button, boom, and it changes to horizontal. So it's really easy. I'm actually just gonna revert it because I don't want it to be there at the moment. So that is all for my Stream Deck video, I guess. If you have any questions on the Stream Deck, let me know and I'll see if I can answer them. If you have any ideas of things I could do with this, because you can pretty much have unlimited things. You can have just pages and pages or folders and folders of stuff. So I would be interested in, figuring out some new and interesting things to make it do. I know there are plenty of things that I haven't really tried yet. So if you have any ideas, let me know. And yeah, thank you for watching. I'll see you next time. Goodbye.